Hello everyone, time for another Final Fantasy Record Keeper Magicite battle. So, going to be looking at Geosgaeno today. I have no idea how that's pronounced, so I'm just going to call him Geo. It took me a while to finally get the timing down on this guy, so I found it was actually helpful to slow down the speed of the battle. Usually I have it up to 5, but I think I had it like at 2 or 3 for this battle. Before we actually watch the video, position is actually quite important in this particular setup, because one of the first things Geo does is the person in position 1, he does an attack that interrupts, and usually that's gonna go off before you have a chance to put your your wall up in place. So it's helpful to put someone up there who has a recovery materia. In this case, I'm using Shantotto, though Garnet has it as well. So I suppose we could put her up there as well. But let's take a look at this battle. So first, get everything set up. We have, as you can see, he just did the interrupt attack on Shantotto. But that's what's nice about having the overdue awakening, is we can get that off right away to start bringing people's health back up. We have Reno do Fabula Guardian. He's pretty quick, so he can usually get it up in time. Larsa with Alabaster Path, and then we're going to have Garnet hit her Burst Magicite, which is nice because, again, that's going to boost our magic and also decrease his lightning resistance. So that's actually quite important in this fight. Now, what's equally important is you'll see that I have 2 healers in this case. Reason I have both Larsa and Vanille is because I have both of their ultras that grant you the debuff shield, which is very important in this fight because he has 2 different attacks that will debuff you. He has one that poisons. Well, then of course he has his interrupts, but later on in the fight he hits you with an attack that does petrification, and there's no way to avoid it unless you have a shield. Now, we do have Shantotto's chain, so we're going to be making use of that in just a few moments. I tried having her hit it off right off the bat, but I wasn't quite able to do that, make it work properly, so that's why I felt it was probably better to just have Garnet's burst go off right away, so that way we get the boost, and then not only that, we also decrease his resistance to lightning. So Pyramid Pinnacle for Reno, which is going to be helpful because that'll give us another way to break the damage cap. Other than that, the only damage cap breaking attack I have for this particular battle is Shantotto's arcane overstrike. So the main thing with this fight, at least with the strategy and the setup I have, is you want to make sure you're always keeping that debuff shield up. So with Larsa, usually I'll have him first hit his burst. I do have his ultra. Okay, don't remember if I used it in this particular battle or not, though. As you can see, we do have his burst, though. Now, his ultra can be helpful later on, because what's really going to determine success in this battle, well, at least with the particular setup I have, is making sure that you always have that debuff shield up, because at a certain point, what he does is he hits you with 2 debuffing attacks in a row. He'll hit you with, I think it's Savage Regurgitate, which can poison you, and then right after that he hits you with another attack that can petrify. And of course, if you're petrified, you are pretty much useless. Everyone here is fully level dived. I think the only one that I have anything special for is I think I have Reno with his infuse light, start to infuse lightning. Also, another advantage of using Vanille in conjunction with Larsa is, again, you've got Vanille with her Overdue Awakening, so that's going to give you the Regenga, but when you're not able to trigger Regenga, you're at least going to have Larsa with an ability to give you the debuff shield. So about this time, we're going to want to try to renew the Fabula Guardian. Usually I have Vanille do it because after she hits that Overdue Awakening, you've got the Regenga, so that's going to keep your health replenishing for a while. So the first half of this battle isn't too difficult. Like I said, it just gets to when I think he's around 75% life. That's when it gets trickier, because that's when he's going to hit you with the Savage Regurgitate and the other attack that does the Petrify. So they're going to trigger the Burst again. Again, reduces lightning resistance. I'd have to say that Garnet's Burst is actually still pretty useful. At least her second one. Her first burst really isn't that great. So another thing with this setup, it's always nice with Larsa or Vanille if you can have the extra... you can have an extra Soul Break ready, so when you do need to put up the debuff shield. Usually with Life Crystal, I can get it off in time, but sometimes if my timing's a little off, then I usually try to use his Ultra, because again, that triggers instantly. The thing you have to be careful though when you're using Overdue Awakening and Larsa's Ultra is because since both of them grant a regeneration effect, they do cancel each other out. Or rather, they don't cancel each other out. One of them will overwrite the other. So ideally, you want to make sure that you've got the Overdue Awakening. Okay, so there's Savage Regurgitate. So again, that removed the debuff shield. But in this case, I managed to have Vanille's ready just in time. So this will give us a few stock HP, but more importantly, it gives you that debuff shield. And it's even better when you can hit it when the Regenga is still going. Yeah, Savage Stone Punch. So normally that would petrify those 3 people, but since I was able to have my debuff shield up, not an issue in this particular run through. So I was really happy when I finally managed to beat this boss, because he was giving me so much trouble. I tried doing it with a single healer that could do the debuff shield, but that just wasn't working. So this setup takes a bit longer, but on the bright side, like I said, it's more consistent, especially once you get that timing down. Okay, so in this particular setup, I didn't use Larsa's Ultra. I do have it. It's just that for some reason in this particular battle, I didn't make use of it. Which, like I said, wasn't too much of an issue. I did manage to pull it off without Larsa's Ultra this particular time, but I know I have had times in the past where if I don't get the timing down, it's really beneficial to have the instant Ultra instead of the burst that takes a little bit of time. Yeah, for a while I was trying to chase the lightning elemental draws because I was hoping to finally get Garnet's chain, because it's nice because it gives you the large magic boost as well as the longer chain. And most of the setups I've seen for this particular battle, used Garnet's chain. I've seen a few with Shantotto's chain, it's just that, unfortunately, I just didn't have the right soul breaks to pull those particular battles off. But as you can see in this case, we did manage to pull it off with just Shantotto's chain. So there you have it, another Magicite battle in the books. Hopefully, if you are struggling with this boss like I did for a very long time, hopefully this will help you finally pull off the win. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and have a great day.